And I think it's already 1 p.m. But since the first presenter is not already here, I think I will change the moderator first. So Father Sarce will moderate the second presenter. The second presenter is Ikrima. So Ikrima have to present have to be the first presenter since the first presenter is not already here. And after that, the second presenter will be Father Sarce, and Father Sarce will be moderated by Miss Ikrima. Okay, so I will start the parallel session now. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to room 6 of parallel session 2 of LLPC 2022. My name is Risa and I will be in the PIC of this room. I will also act as a timekeeper and will be reminding the presenter verbally 2 minutes before the time is up. In this parallel session, each team will have 15 minutes to present and 5 minutes for Q&A session. Each presentation will be moderated by the next presenter. So without further ado, let us begin with the first presentation by Ms. Ikrima, which will be moderated by Father Sarce. The time is yours.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Larissa. Good afternoon, everyone. Nice to meet you here in this parallel session 2, room 6. And we will have the first speaker entitled Unstoppable Creativity Storyboard that as a platform to invigorate people's creative writing. Will be presented by Miss Ikrima Halimatul Sadia from State Polytechnic of Jember. And Miss Ikrima, time is yours.
Okay, thank you for giving me the time to present my presentation. So today I would like to share the ideas that I did in my classroom, Bapak and Ibu. So here is the title, Unstoppable Creativity Storyboard that as a platform to invigorate pupils' creative writing. So as you can see, I'm from State Polytechnic of Jember. And this mini research I conducted in State Polytechnic, especially in my class, which is basic English. So let me show you another slide here. This is just the overview. The first one is I am going to talk about the introduction, what problem was studied in my mini research and why. The second one is method, how was this study carried out? And then the next one, result and discussion, what did I find in my research and what does it imply or what does it mean? And then the last one is conclusion or possible implication. So the next one here, since we are in Industry 4.0, the university teacher especially have urged their students to improve their skill and creativity. Because as you can see here in 21st century learning, there are four skills that the students need to master. The first one is critical thinking, communications, collaborations, and the last one is creativity. So here in my class, since this research is case study, so I found some case in my class, in this case in writing class, in writing activities, I found that some students are not motivated in engaging writing activities, especially when they were asked to write something in English, and their proficiency of their proficiency of English is considered low. So it's very hard for them to generate ideas into a piece of writing, especially in this case is creative writing. So the next one, according to Lysiardi 2018, one of the forms of creativity is novel or short stories. So in my class, especially in writing activities, I ask them to write short stories or maybe dialogues in this case, so that they will feel motivated in writing a piece of stories. And then, since I mentioned before that the students in my class face many challenges, sometimes they mention that it is hard for them to generate ideas, and then maybe sometimes they try to find some vocabulary because their vocabulary is not sufficient enough. And then the next one, they also mentioned that sometimes they feel they get bored, since in the previous activities they were asked to just write on a piece of paper instead of doing something new in writing activity. And then that is why it will be better if the teacher try to use something new in writing class or in writing activities, because the traditional way of educating students is no longer feasible in their future skill. That is why I try to use another kinds of technology utilized in my class. The name is Storyboard That. As you can see here, this website is a platform in which the students can express what they think or what they feel, or express their ideas in the form of comic strips. I will give you another pictures of storyboard here in this website. As you can see here, you will find many features. The first one is, since I asked them to create a dialogue or create short stories, so of course we need to have settings. So in this website, it provides students many scenes, many settings. As you can see, there is if you want to choose another, if you want to choose many scenes here, you can see there is entertainment, home, whether it is indoor or outdoor, or school, whether the setting is at school or maybe when they are in public transportation, they can choose by themselves. So the students can choose the settings of the story by themselves. And then they also have characters here in this website. So they can choose many characters, whether it is female, whether it is a young boy, or etc. And then when they try to create conversation or dialogues, they need to add speech bubble here. So let me give you the real example or the real website. Wait a minute. This one is website. I don't know whether you all are familiar with this website here. As you can see, just the names of the website is storyboardthat.com. As you can see here, there are some scenes. There are many scenes. If you want to have the setting in or at school, you just click the scenes and then choose whether the room is inside the classroom. For example, I plan to use this one. Just drag the settings into the layout, this one, and then try to choose the characters. Okay, I want the characters, for example, this female. Then, as you can see here, you can modify whether these characters are happy, sad, crying, walking, sitting, or sleeping. Here, for example, I want her to sit, for example. So this one, the students can choose the colors of the character's hair, the colors of her skin, her eyes, makeup, or whatsoever, even the expression of the characters. Here, this one, Okay. Okay. So the student can adjust the size of the characters. For example, this one, I would like to adjust it. And I want her to sit down here, something like this. And then if the students want to create a dialogue, they just go to the speech bubble and then choose the bubbles for creating the dialogues. For example, this one, I will put hi. For example, like this one. Hi everyone, something like this. And then the students also can adjust the size of the bubbles. This one. If they want to add another character, they just need to go to the characters and choose another characters. Okay, here in this website, the students will be provided 6 layout. This one, 6 layout. Okay, if the students want to have many layouts, they need to pay. So the weakness of this website is that this website just provides 6 layouts for free. If the students want to add many layouts, so that the students need to pay first, or need to upgrade the this platform. So I will go to the next slide here. So I provide you with some experts mention this one. So according to some experts, they mentioned that the first one, Ruston 2016, he mentioned that Storyboard that is a useful platform to be used in school because it is suitable with the students' needs and what the teacher have in their mind. So the students are free to put their ideas into the comic strip. And then another expert, Shit 2019, mentioned that Storyboard that has some advantages. The first one is it can create the student-centered learning situation and student choice. So the students have choice to create their own story without any limitation in terms of the story. But if they want to explore more about the website, in this case, for example, the layout, which is limited, only they can access only 6 layout, so they need to pay. But in terms of stories, they are not limited. The second one, Storyboard that can teach different standards in a variety of content areas. The next one, it can engage students from different age group. It can be used from any group, any age of group, abilities, and also interests. The next one, it can facilitate communications, collaboration, critical thinking, and also creativity. Here is the objective of my mini research. The first one is to identify the students' perceptions on the use of Storyboard that. The second one, to examine the students' creative writing after using Storyboard that. Here, as I mentioned at the beginning of my presentation, that this research was used case study. And then the participants of this mini research is 32 students who took basic English course. And I tried to use questionnaires to be the instrument here. There are 5-point Likert scale in this questionnaire, and the questionnaire has 3 sections. The first one is students' profile. The second one is the items for the use of Storyboard that. The third one is 24 items for the use of Storyboard that to stimulate creativity. And then the data analysis is descriptive and inferential statistics such as frequency, percentage, mean and standard deviation, and also Pearson correlation. Here, as you can see, here is there are some categorization. For example, strongly agree, it should be shown 4.21 up to 5. Agree, it should be shown 3.41 up to 4.20, and also uncertainty 2.61 and 3. Until 3.5. 3.40, disagree 1.81 up to 2.60, and strongly disagree 1.0 and 1.80. Here is the result and discussion. The first one is student's profile. As you can see here that there are 24 female students in my class and also eight male students, and their age is one student the age is 17 up to 18 years old, and also 31 students belongs to 20 up to 22 years old. And here there are 25 students who mentioned that they like learning English, and 70 students mentioned that they doesn't like learning English because of so many challenges they found during the teaching and learning process. So the next one is 32 students. All of the students mentioned that they know the storyboard, but there are 29 students that have used storyboard that for learning. Then another result here, based on the questionnaire, the respondents believe that storyboard that has enabled them to organize their ideas in a structured way. And then in addition, they also mentioned that storyboard that is a great tool to link and organize their ideas, because they can easily connect their ideas by having pictures in that website. And also they can really express their ideas by having the comic strip. However, here in the result, among the lowest mean included, the respondents slightly agree that they save a lot of time when using storyboard. That so because they need to design the setting, the plot, the characters. So they mentioned that they slightly agree that they can use time effectively. Then the next one, here it is the result. The students strongly agree that creativity was important to generate diversity of ideas in writing. You can see here from the mean, it is shown 4.37, and then they also mentioned that they strongly believe that good ideas would be generated from creativity. Or in sum, the result of this mini research show that positive attitudes of the respondent regarding the use of storyboard that on their creativity in writing. So here is the possible implications of my mini research. The first one, the students perceived that storyboard that was practical for reading. And then the tool, this website can help them to write efficiently. And then the appearance, also the mechanics of this website have assisted them to organize their ideas easily. And then the last one, in terms of creativity, the tool can help the students to be fluent, flexible, original, and able to elaborate in creating and producing ideas creatively for writing. Here it is the result of my students' comic strip. The first one, I tried to give them some topics, and then I want them to create a dialogues based on the topic that I have already given to the students. Here is the first one. Here is the second one. Third one. The fourth one. Actually, there are many results of the comic strip that I need to share to you, but I don't think that I have time to discuss further. So I think that was my presentation. Thank you. Back to moderator.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Ikrimah, for presenting the material. It's a very engaging presentation and a great pleasure to listen to your presentation. Let's give applause to Ms. Ikrimah. And dear participants, we have 5 minutes, if I'm not mistaken, to Q&A session. So if you have a question, please address to Ms. Ikrimah. Okay, we have Miss Henny. Okay, Miss Henny.
Hello, Bu Ikrima.
Hello, Bu.
Yes, very interesting idea, Bu, with the activity. I'd like to ask a few questions to clarify. The class that you taught with this activity, was it if I'm not mistaken, was it a basic reading or
Basic English.
basic English?
Basic English.
I see. So in basic English, is it for first semester students?
Yeah, it is
I
for first
see.
semester students.
So this is for kind of different kinds of skills, right, Ibu? So not just writing. Is it for
Yeah.
an
So,
integrated kind of course?
yeah. So in basic English, the student will learn for skills
Hello.
and also to language component. So
I
it
see.
is, yeah. So it is integrated.
Yes, I think the activity is very interesting. I believe that the students or your students are interested in more motivated to practice writing, probably in this case, creative writing, right? Did you also conduct an interview with the student participants?
Okay. I just use questionnaire because the limitations of the time, because in Polytechnic Negeri Jember, we teach in a team culture study program. We have 3 teachers. So because of the time, I cannot conduct the interview.
I see. All right, because it will be very interesting as well to know the details, right, Ibu, right? Like why did they like using the storyboard that, and what are the challenges? Did you ask that in the questionnaire? Sorry, maybe I missed the the information in your presentation.
Okay, I would like to show you the results of my data analysis. Here, there are 15 items in the questionnaire, and it is for the use of storyboard that, and also there are 24 items, and this one. Can you see my Microsoft Word?
Yes, I do.
So here I put some statement that refers to, for example, generating ideas, whether they can use storyboard that effectively, and also whether it writing activity.
Yes. Thank you, Bu Ikrima,
Yes.
for sharing your wonderful ideas.
Okay, thank you, Bu Henny, for asking several questions and also the explanation from Bu Ikrima. I'm not sure we have 1 minute left for this Q&A session, and may I want to ask Bu Ikrima, can you share a short story that you finally find this website and then applied it into your classroom?
Oh, okay, Pak. Basically, I'm one of the members of ITEL.
Hmm.
Am I audible, Pak? Am I audible?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So I am one of the members of ITEL. So I I join many activities held by ITEL. Several months in ITEL conference, and then I found that there are many apps that the academics try to deliver in that ITEL conference. So I got the ideas of this web from the activity from the webinar held by the ITEL.
Okay. Thank you for sharing your story, because it's one of I also took a creative writing class last year with Bu Heni, and we haven't tried these apps to create some stories in our class. So thank you for your insightful ideas and also story. I think that's all for the first presenter. I go back to Miss Barbara Larissa. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Ikrima, for the insightful discussion. And now we can move to the next presentation, which will be delivered by Father Sarce and Mr. Thomas, and it will be moderated by Ms. Ikrima. The time is yours.
Okay, good afternoon, Bapak and Ibu. Good afternoon, Pak. How do I call you, Pak? Pak Yohanes, how do I call you? It's very hard for me.
Actually, I'm a father. I'm a priest.
Oh, I see.
Or Romo in Indonesia.
Oh, Romo. Okay, so should I call you Romo? Okay.
Yeah.
Is it okay, Pak? Is it okay, Romo?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, okay. So I will be the moderator. I will be the moderator for Romo's presentation. Here is the title: The Rules of Extensive Reading in the Constructions of Seminarian Identity at Mataluku Seminary. So, Romo, you have 15 minutes to deliver your presentation, and also for the Q&A there, we are going to have question and answer in 5 minutes.
Okay.
Time
I will.
is
Oh yeah. Sorry. Okay. I will share my screen first. Okay.
All right. Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you, Father.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Actually, Romo is with me, Bu Ikrima.
Oh yeah, Pak. I'm so
It's
sorry.
okay. No worries. Anyway, my name is Thomas, and I'm Romo's thesis advisor, and this is Romo's thesis. Actually, it is not yet done. This is still a preliminary study, but we would like to share what we have got from the studies. And the title of this one is The Roles of Extensive Reading in the Construction of Seminarian Identity at Mataluku Seminary. So we have two focuses. In this case, we have the extensive reading practices and also the identity construction. Okay, Ramo? Yeah, as we know, reading skill is a significant competence in learning English. However, a lot of students are not yet familiar with some reading skills, and therefore some of them feel that reading is not their thing. They were afraid of reading, and they don't want to read a lot of things. Therefore, we found that excessive reading might be the appropriate technique for those who have some problems with reading. And we believe also that in this case, we have an application called mReader. Romo, could you show it for the next one? Yeah, and this is the website. So this is an online application where you can read the books and also record the the progress. So please go back again, Rama. I'm so sorry. Yeah, and the students at Seminari Mataloko have been using this one for quite a long time, for around 2 years already. So it means they have had a lot of experiences using this one, and the school itself has already established the M-Reader for their program and also the curriculum. Therefore, we feel that this is a worth studying phenomenon. Phenomenon, sorry. So we will see it more. Okay, Ramo, the next one. Next one. Yeah. So we would like to find two things. The first one is how is the extensive reading implemented in the Mataloko Seminary, and also how does extensive reading influence the identity construction of seminarians as the priest candidates. I will mainly focus on the research question 1, and the research questions 2 will be delivered by Romo because he is the one who understands this one better. Okay, Romo, for the next one. I believe most of us have known or have understood what extensive reading is. However, if we take it in the short way, we could say that extensive reading is the activity where the learners read large quantities of reading materials inside and also outside of the classroom. And those reading materials should be easily understood, interesting, and enjoyable. Therefore, it won't be kind of burden for the students, and they could enjoy it. And in extensive reading, we could also add some activities, including the reflection, making some projects, and question and answer sessions, all of those things. So it is not only limited to the reading itself, but also the activities after that. And for the further discussion, Romo, please explain more about the identity.
Okay, thank you, Pak Thomas. And in order to answer the second research question, here I choose the theory from it's a church document. Yeah, actually, exhortation from John Paul II. He told that identity of the seminarians can be comprehended from the 4 main pillars of their formation, and there are four pillars for this formation. The first one is humanity. In this point, the seminarians cultivate themselves as a whole human person, and then they accept themselves and also others. And the second one is intellectuality. It's a requirement point for the seminarians. They learn many things and also develop their intellectual competence. And the third one is spirituality. It's kind of follow Christian values. For example, hope, love, and then faith, forgiveness. And the last one is pastoral. It is a kind of formation that the seminarians try to service people and their environment, and also they are taught to make an attitude dialogue and between religious community. And also I took from the opinion from the bishops in America. Yeah, it said that the identity of seminarians is also a formation for their future as a Catholic priest. That's for the theories. And second one, the next one is about the method. So considering the main focus is to figure out the implementation of the extensive reading in seminary and also how it's give benefit side to the construction of seminarians' identity. I use a qualitative method, which is narrative inquiry approach, because this approach deals with human experience and how their they reflect their experience in a certain situation. So in this case, their reading activity and their real life in dormitory, in seminary. And there are two respondents. One is a teacher there, also the instructor for extensive reading, and the second one is a student from grade 12. And also we can see here the step, collecting the story. I conduct as Pak Thomas mentioned previously, a preliminary research, which one respondent, and after that coding the data and provide in narrative story. So here's the finding and discussion. So from the teacher Father Nani or Romo Nani story, he stated that extensive reading activity in seminary actually it's a blessed that he achieved during the pandemic. So he joined several webinar, and then finally he met with extensive reading and also a special lecturer. He is Miss Bu Yosefa, a lecturer in Sanata Dharma, who introduced this activity to Romo Nani, and then he thought that this technique is appropriate with the students in seminary, because through his last experience he realized that mostly students read the old books, the Tokban, which is a legacy from missionaries, from Netherlands, from German, and it's not inappropriate with the seminarians, and that's why he got 400 books from Bu Yosefa and also Pak Arok from Extensive Reading Foundation. And also he realized that how to control the students reading, and that's why Father Nani also know that mReader is a good applications that can help students can control their own reading phase. And then the challenges that he faced nowadays is how to choose between mReader and X-Reader. So X-Reader is more like digital library, something like that, and it requires several equipment, such as students have to have their own phone and also a good connection, since that Mateloko is in east area or in Flores. And the second one is about the second participant story. Is a student at grade 12, namely Randy. He said that he spent his free time for reading. So he took 30 minutes before the class began every day, and 45 minutes for his siesta time to go to the English room, because this activity is conducted in English room, and find the book, then read the book. And he got some benefit from this activity. First one, he explains that his speaking ability is improved. This is because he stores and retains a lot of vocabulary, and in mReader itself, it will count how many words that you achieve from your activity. So after it, they will try a quiz, provided quizzes in mReader applications. And also, Randy told that he got inspiration and motivation from several characters in the book. He mentioned that he got inspiration from Greta Thunberg, one of activists who care with ecological aspect. And then surprisingly, Randy then initiate a group that organization actually to propose to campaign about ecological awareness among young people around seminary and also around more globally around the world. So he reached the student from South Korea, from Philippines, from USA, and something how to say brilliant in our context of Flores, which is limited access and etc. And then increasing his self-confidence, he realized that his background as a villager, and now he is one of how to say global citizen. So he realized also that I can speak with some friends from another countries. And the last one, reading activity helps him to be fully aware that their own progress, not only in the reading activity, but also throughout their activities as a seminarian. So Randy said that he can critically evaluate his progress. He is more disciplined because he's control his own reading and also daily activity. And here is the conclusion. So implementing extensive reading activity at Seminari Matuloko offers a huge benefit, such as some points that I've mentioned previously. And also I want to add something that not only from Greta Thunberg, he also read some characters such as Mahatma Gandhi and also Thomas Alva Edison, which is inspired them to not give up easily when they are failed and etc. And also learn from Mother Teresa, who give herself to service the people. And many students increase their self-confidence in several areas of formation. And also lastly, it's kind of a suggestion for the implementation of extensive reading. Maybe not only English teacher as instructor for this one, but also a whole parties in seminary, starting from the rector, from the priest, from the teachers, that to make extensive reading and also M-reader become more effective activity. And I think that's all our presentation, me and Pak Thomas. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Romo and Pak Thomas, for the wonderful presentations. Okay, it's very insightful. So for the participant, if you have any questions addressed to Pak Thomas or Romo, you may post the questions on the chat box. Is there any questions addressed to Romo and Pak Thomas? Okay, while waiting for the other participant to ask some questions, Romo and Pak Thomas, I would like to ask a question to both of you. So my question is that what makes M-reader different from any website, ER extensive reading website, for example, ER Central? I know that maybe you're familiar with those websites. So what makes M-reader different from another website for extensive reading? Do you want to directly answer the question, or do you want to?
Okay, maybe
another
Romo first about the M-reader. Later, I will share with other
Okay.
questions. Romo,
Okay,
please.
Pak Thomas. Okay, maybe for the participants, do you have any questions delivered to Romo or Pak Thomas?
Seems not yet. Romo, please answer the first question about the X reader maybe. M reader, sorry.
And reader.
Okay. Actually, the teacher there, Romonani, is an English teacher. He cannot control the reading activity. Previously, he conducted how to control the reading activity by giving assignments such as book report and also weekly writing. And then he realized that many students may be doing a fake reading. They only memorize several alinea and then also present it in front of the teacher, blah blah blah. And also he realized also that it's also a painful reading activity for them. So that's why he chose this M reader as application, because after reading, the students then attempt a quiz which is related with the book that they already read before, and then the lecturer can control. So every student have their own account, and then we can measure how many words that the students can achieve during the reading process. So it's more like a easy applications to control the students reading pace. I think that's the reason why we choose he chose the M reader application. Yeah.
All right. The next one is about the maybe ER Central first. ER Central is basically also free like M reader, but the books are quite limited. It is usually the classic books. But if you talk about the second one, which is the X reading, those books are quite new, but it is quite expensive as well. For each student for a year, I believe it is around $10, if I'm not mistaken. So if you have more than 300 students, it means you need to pay quite a lot for a year. Therefore, some schools might think about this one and choose the free one. But this one is very complete because you can really check the students' progress and also whether they do the activities or not. Even we have the scoring as well, and we can create the classes as well. And even I haven't registered myself here because it is paid. So that's the reality. Yeah, but basically for the extensive reading central and also M reader for Indonesian case, it is already very okay, at least to introduce students to extensive reading activities. Therefore, they will see reading as something different, not as something frightening anymore. Yeah, especially for the sources that they can get. Like this one, we have a lot of things. We have some easy text. We have some leveling as well, the same like the X reading, and we have some practices as well. So yeah, basically those are useful, and it depends on each institution whether you want to have the paid version or the free one. Am I correct, Romo?
Yes. Okay. That's true, Pak Thomas. And also, the seminarians are prohibited to bring their own smartphone. Yeah, that's why I use something they can conduct the quiz together on a laptop or computer. Yeah, that's I want to add. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Romo and Pak Thomas, for the answer. So what about the other participants? Do you have any questions? Or maybe the PIC, do we still have more minutes?
We still have time. And then for the other participant, do you still have any question?
Okay, if the other participants don't want to ask a question, may I ask you another question, Romo and Pak Thomas? So here is the problem about the students, especially students from the village here in a small city, Jember. So some students are not motivated when they are asked to read. Even though the teacher may have many apps, many websites to boost their motivations to read, but sometimes the students are not willing to read. So, can you give maybe some tips to overcome those kinds of challenges found in the classroom?
Okay, maybe in this case, I will what's that? Share what I have done in my classrooms, especially for the reading, because yeah, even in the university students, they still have some problems with reading. They feel that reading is still difficult. So I usually start with my own what's that article. It doesn't mean that I created the article, no, but I choose a very easy article to show them that they can read. I choose some children book, and then I ask them to read the book. And the book, it might consist of around just 6 pages. So it is very easy, at least to give them sense of achievement. I have read a book, at least that one. And it is easy. It is not always that difficult for the students to read something. Yeah. And then the next one, I will usually ask the students to find their own interests. It could be anything, and they could bring those articles to the class, and then later share it to their friends. At least they could show their friends that I have this kind of interest. Maybe we have some interest and we can talk about this one. Because sometimes students actually they like reading, but they are just afraid of saying that because those who love readings are sometimes considered as nerd, something like that, right? So it might hinder them to show that I love reading. That's why I always show them as well that I also love reading. I show my collections, although it is in the digital one, and also I show them my my books as well, and the pictures that I have taken before. So at least I will become the example for the students. Okay, maybe Father, do you want to add more because you will be a teacher as well there in the seminary?
As a future teacher, yeah. Yeah, I think what I want to convey here, Pak Thomas, you also mentioned, start with the, how to say, buku anak-anak, ya. There's a simple story, yeah, and then yeah, I asked the seminaries, they say that yeah, sometimes I suddenly laugh because the story is funny, yeah, because yeah, it's a simple story, and I think start from the simple. It's you know, how to say, it's a batu loncatan for the next step, yeah, I guess, yeah.
Okay, thank you, Pak Thomas and also Romo for sharing your experiences here. So back to the PIC.
It seems Ibu Ika Sastrawati would like to
say
something.
Ibu Ika, do you want to say something, Bu?
Maybe you can turn off the background, Ibu, because we cannot see you.
Yeah, that's because the quality of my laptop is still bad.
It's okay, Bu Ika.
I'm so sorry. Actually, this is very interesting for me because I am also a teacher in senior high school, and now I'm teaching at the 12th grade. One of my big difficulties when I'm teaching my students is because I still found some of them cannot speaking in English. Only at least in 1 or 2 words, like how to say in English, menuangkan. They didn't know they didn't know about that. Sudah siap untuk dihidangkan. They also cannot express them in English. So I still found some of them even maybe still have very lack of vocabularies. So maybe you can share to me how to overcome this problem, because every single meeting it becomes one of the big challenges for me. And finally they want to speak if we combine with Indonesia, but 80% speaking in Indonesia and 20% speaking in English. So I think it will not work for them. Yeah, thank you.
Romo first.
Okay, Bu Ika. So I also have the same experience when conducted my practical, yeah, how to say PLP, when I teach students at one of senior high school here in Jogja. And yeah, I think the best way to how to encourage the student to speak English by reading itself. Yeah, we cannot push them to speak if they don't know this word, this phrase, or this idioms, maybe. Yeah, and yeah, one way to retain the word is by start by reading. I guess, yeah. That's from me. But Thomas, you maybe want to share your experience.
Okay, yeah, Ibu, basically, speaking is the output, right? It is basically after we have some input, and then after that we'll have some outputs. So make sure that we have given them enough inputs. And I think even in the university level, I never really force my students to speak in English, especially when we talk about the books or talk about their experiences. So it would be better if they can express themselves better, rather than just force them to speak in English, but they cannot really express their ideas or what they feel, or what they felt, or what they are feeling. So in one of our activities, it is named as the book club. We often ask the students to try to speak in English, of course. But if you cannot say that in English, it is very okay to say it in Bahasa Indonesia. Even the group leaders could also speak in Bahasa Indonesia and also helps the participants in that book club to speak in English as well. So it is very okay. So you don't need to be in a rush, actually. Just give them enough time. At least they enjoy your subject first. After that, they might show you some progress that is very, exciting or maybe surprising for you. So make sure they enjoy the class first. That's what I always believe. Yeah. Okay, I think that's all.
So maybe the first thing that I need to do is to make them enjoy in my class. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a simple thing, but it's very difficult to do.
Yes.
Thank you.
But still meaningful. That's the
Yeah.
challenges
That's
that
very
we often
complicated.
find. Yep.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, sorry for interrupt, but our time is up. And if you maybe still have any question, you can contact our today's presenter to via email. And then for now, we have finished our parallel session. And after this, please kindly leave this breakout room and return to the main room for the next plenary session. So thank you very much for the fruitful discussion, and have a great day, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.